Yeah, Matt Rowles. I'm a staff software engineer at SwiftX, which is one of Australia's biggest cryptocurrency exchanges. Wow, I think about 13 years, maybe give or take, maybe more. I started as a gamer as a kid. I think that's a common thread around my age group. A lot of us started as gamers, and in high school, I built my own gaming PC, because I wanted to overclock it and get better performance out of my Counter-Strike and World of Warcraft sort of games. And then eventually, building the hardware and working with that, I was more interested in how do I make these games. I wanted to explore the creative outlet side of things. So I got into programming at uni, software engineering specifically. And I actually never ended up going back to doing gaming programming, which is how I started my kind of journey down the more ambitious side of technology. But here I am, building B2C products. It would have been going back, it would have been Flash. Flash, which was ActionScript, ActionScript was the first language. I don't know if anyone remembers Flash out there, but Apple basically came along and killed it. But yeah, so I built a few Flash games, and then eventually JavaScript. Back when I started, it was a prerequisite to getting even your foot in the door for an interview. Nowadays, I've personally hired a bunch of people that haven't had degrees and have been doing side projects and just showed ambition and initiative, and even taught themselves how to code. So no, personally, I wouldn't specifically say you need to go to uni. I enjoyed my time there. I had a great run, had a great experience there. I got a job at the university too, which really helped me, launch my career. But I think these days it's a lot more accessible outside of high school to go straight into the industry and learn on the job. I think nothing beats passion. If you're passionate about what you're doing, you're going to put more time in, you're going to excel in it, you'll eventually become expert in that subject. I think university is a good foundational way to start to learn how to learn and find out what you love. But eventually when you start your career, you quickly have to forget everything you learned from uni and start again and learn the big bad world and be mature. And in terms of certificates and stuff, I rarely, if ever, will get a certificate. I'm not saying they're not useful to some people. It's just, for me, nothing beats experience. If you can go in there, listen, learn, consume, work with really good people, that beats sitting through a 5-day course to learn some sort of certificate. It's different. It's kind of weird doing code, which is maths, and there's answers to a lot of the things you're doing. You're writing code, you're building something, it gets put into production and people use it. That's an easy path, right? When you start to deal with people, it becomes quite eclectic, you don't know, every day is going to be different. You have to help them grow. It becomes about them more than it does about you to some degree as well, because they're the people that are now writing the code, they're the people that are on the tools, they're the ones that are going to contribute to the success of that product directly. You're more of an indirect contributor to that success. So taking a back seat and listening to them, and you move away from IQ to EQ a bit more, that becomes more important. And delivery is the only thing that matters at that point as well. You have to deliver, you have to make sure that you're responsible for that delivery. Kind of starts with loving what you do. Make sure you really love and you're really passionate about what you're building. Try and do side projects, do the whole thing, build the infrastructure, build the front end and everything in between. Architect it yourself, get it to production, even promote it, try and get customers, but build it for yourself, build it for something that you would use day to day. And I think if no one else uses it except for you, that's fine, as long as you've designed, deployed this whole product, because you can take that to interviews, you're going to learn stuff from it, you're going to learn new languages, all that kind of stuff. And the second thing is just to remind yourself that we have one of the best functions in history right now. Being a software engineer, we get paid to play with Lego basically. Make sure you're enjoying it, because with that comes growth, with that comes passion, and you become an expert eventually. So that's my only advice as well. And it's just a job at the end of the day as well. Adversely to that, treat it like a job.